On April 28th, at EFC 69, a dream is realized. JP Bass, former EFC interim flyweight champion, returns home to fight for a title that was the vision of his uncle, now passed away. Philippe Rouch, France's uncompromising Kingslayer, attempts to complete a dream of championship that has burned within since he was a boy. Between them stands the EFC bantamweight title. Marino Cutendana, refugee of Angola's civil war, and today a perfect student of fighting, finally battles for top spot after years of patient preparation. His opponent, the organization's most feared and savage champion, Nkazimulo Zulu, on his own quest to defend his flyweight title and conquer the world. At EFC 69, in 2 title fights, 4 men reach a reckoning. A moment where a dream long held passes into reality or passes away. This is the countdown to EFC 69, proudly brought to you by Keith Ho Bet Exchange. For JP Bass, sport has always been the only option. Born into a family of wrestlers, it was inevitable that he would one day take up the discipline himself. What was not known was how far the sport would take him.
My brother, from a very young age, he mentored me, guided me on the right path, made sure I don't make the mistakes that he did. When I started wrestling, he was the one to drive me to training. He was always around. He was the guy that told me, okay, like, you can do this, but there's one condition. If you go and you want to become a sportsman, there's no messing around. There's no partying and going and doing bad things. He was the one that said, hey, you're going to be a sportsman, you're going to do it 100%. You're going to put all your time into it.
At the age of 17, Bass, already a national champion, elected to leave his schooling and pursue a wrestling career in the States. Logistical factors made the move impossible, but the impetus behind the move was driven by an event that continues to give him guidance.
My uncle, yeah, that's a very deep part. The same day he told me that he wanted me to start fighting and started wrestling for his club. He passed away the same day, and yeah, he had a big role in my life. I'm currently doing what he wanted me to do, and I'll continue doing and carrying on his legacy in any type of sports.
Armed with the strength of a supportive family, and now having left schooling, Bass took the next logical step in a life designed for competition. The sport of MMA beckoned, a place where a skilled wrestler would always have a bright future, as long as he could adapt. On the mats of the renowned Fight Fit Militia Gym in Johannesburg, South Africa, Bass found a community of men dedicated to his same purpose, personal perfection in the sport of fighting.
He came here at very young. I think he was 17. At that age, your mindset's a bit different. I've seen a big change in him. He's grown up a lot since then. JP is like a very emotional person. His highs are highs, his lows are lows. He's super loyal. JP, when he puts his mind to something, he really hones in on it and puts all his effort and time into something.
Secure within a new family, he would gather these friends close as he built a new life in the sport of MMA. At 19 years old, Bass entered the EFC arena, and immediately made his presence felt. The wrestler had clearly made the successful transition, and with each victory, a shot at the title, at first unimagined, began to grow clear. On the 15th of October, 2016, JP Bass, at only 20 years old, fought for the EFC flyweight belt. His motivation was triple. Should he win, he would become a world champion, the youngest ever in the EFC organization, and he would have the opportunity to beat the only man to have handed him a professional loss, and so seal over that imperfection. It took Bass only 2 minutes and 5 seconds to make the dream real. He had made good on his promises to his brother and departed uncle. But for Bass, it was just the beginning. In a life dedicated to constant evolution, the struggle is never over.
Just before he won his previous title, I told him he needs to see the world a little bit. He instantly registered it, got on a plane and went to Team Alpha Male. He was there about 2 months before I rocked up, and just to see him absolutely blossom in that environment, and he became one of the guys there and became Cody's main sparring partner with risk, he just went and did it.
For the young Bass, the fighting mecca at Team Alpha Male in Sacramento, California, brought new opportunities and a new crossroads in life. To stay and pursue unknown horizons would mean vacating the EFC title. Bass, always motivated by the need to give his all in any situation, made the difficult decision to remain overseas. There, the experience of blooding himself in a new pool of talent and experiencing loss in a different pool of competition created a more masterful fighter. Experience is everything, and Bass, now only 22 years old, was gathering every life lesson he could. He returned to South Africa without a title, but with a host of new knowledge. When the opportunity arose for his coming shot at the EFC bantamweight belt, he was more than ready.
Winning this fight is just proving people that what has happened in my past and in my last fight was all just a stepping stone. Winning this fight, elevating to the next level, it's undescribable. For me to win this fight, it's just showing the people that I'm back.
Growing up in the south of France, Philippe Rouch first experienced the idea of combat as an art form and a sport, like many young boys do, through television. Men like Schwarzenegger and Bruce Lee were his idols. They were strong, superstars, and there was something more that Rouch saw in each of them that still today makes them shine.
They were very passionate about what they were doing. They had the odds against them. They managed to succeed in a foreign country, and this is what I do right now, so I identify myself to them, and I look up to them.
His fascination led him to take up boxing gloves, and from there to branch further into the world of mixed martial arts. Soon after beginning training, he traveled to Switzerland to compete for the first time as an amateur, and won. For Rouch, traveling to foreign lands to fight would become routine. The sport of MMA is banned in his home country, and so the French are the world's fighting nomads.
My first professional fight, I wasn't supposed to fight. It was on short notice. I was supposed to fight on Saturday, and my coach called me on Friday. He said, "Hey Phil, do you want to fight?" "Yeah, of course." And I went there and I lost. when you lose, it burns inside. And yeah, it motivated me even more.
Having amassed a professional record of 5 wins and 3 losses fighting throughout Europe, and recognized as a flyweight on a global rise, Rouch received a call from the EFC organization and an invitation to face a former title contender. Rouch's contest with Francois Groenewold would go down in the history books as one of the grittiest. Both men visited the hospital that night. Such was the fury of the battle. On the strength of that win, Rouch was matched against the legendary Gareth Bierski, and once again pinned his determination to succeed in the center of the hexagon. A 3-round war followed, and a decision that would cement the Frenchman in the minds of African fans, not because of his performance, but something more.
I'm here with your winner, Philippe Rouch. A very tough fight for you tonight, and you come out the victor.
First of all, I hear some people booing me. How dare you? How dare you? I won this fight! Are you blind or what?
The vocal Rouch had revealed himself as no more and no less than Rouch, a fighting Frenchman, motivated by passion and full of the need to fight for something worthy. As a young man of 20, Rouch became a father. Today, he and his wife of 7 years are expecting their second child, a daughter. The boy who once dreamed of movie stars has become a man, with his own dreamers to protect. Rouch's family form the basis of inspiration, and the reason he will not go quietly when he enters the coming title fight against one JP Bass.
In my head, it's victory or death.
He's not my friend, he's not my teammate. To me, he's not a sportsman. To me, he's an enemy invading my country.
On April 28th, 2 men, supremely motivated, perfectly trained, step into the hexagon, each with uncompromising fuel behind them. Losing is impossible, because all that they love and stand for will not let them do it.
I will destroy JP, I will take this belt, and I will take them out one by one. As tough as they think they are, one by one, I will beat them up.
I want him to have the best and the most amazing camp that he can possibly have. I want him to come here in the shape of a world champion. So when I beat him, that people know that I beat the best possible Rouch there is.